Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 6:30. Tributes are pouring in from around the world for Oscar-winning actor and comedian Robin Williams.
Good morning, Vietnam!
The star of such films as Good Morning Vietnam, Good Will Hunting, and Mrs. Doubtfire was found dead yesterday in his San Francisco area home. The 63-year-old got his big break in the 1970s as the alien in the hit TV show Mork and Mindy. Williams suffered from severe depression, and police say he died from asphyxiation in an apparent suicide.
He was electrifying, and he was like that no matter what he did all the time. No matter what he did, he was that. It was just an amazing thing.
A manhunt is underway this morning for a person wanted for a double murder in Chilliwack. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team has named 33-year-old Aaron James David Douglas as the prime suspect. Two men were shot and killed last week at an apartment building on Gore Avenue. A woman was also injured but survived. Douglas is believed to be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. Police have not identified a motive, but neighbors have speculated about drug activity at the apartment. Homicide investigators are still looking for suspects in Sunday night's murder in Burnaby. The victim has been identified as a 46-year-old man from Calgary. He was shot several times and was found on the street near a park at 2nd Street and 19th Avenue. Police say he did have a criminal record.
We believe that this is a targeted attack. We know the individual, the victim. He was known to police, and for that reason, we don't believe that this was a random shooting.
Meanwhile, charges of second-degree murder and assault causing bodily harm have been recommended after a homicide in White Rock. A man was killed at a home on Ash Street Sunday night, while two women were injured. A 22-year-old suspect was allegedly seen throwing objects and knives off the balcony of the house before running away. He was taken into custody shortly after.
I can tell you that a priority right now is to speak to a number of the witnesses in the area. It's a very heavy residential area, and there's still a lot of witnesses that have information that have yet to come forward.
All four people involved lived at the home. Police are not saying exactly how they are related, aside from the fact it was a family situation. Skytrain has had its problems lately. There's no arguing that, but transit police are warning passengers about taking matters into their own hands. Greg Harper joins us live from downtown Vancouver with more on this. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. We are getting all sorts of reaction from Skytrain users this morning about transit police coming out yesterday saying that the force will begin to take action against passengers who pry open the doors on Skytrain to get out. This is something, of course, that happened a number of times last month during those two lengthy system-wide delays. This caused even further delays. But since those two system-wide shutdowns, this has happened a number of times, according to transit police, where passengers have forced open the doors to get out and have walked along the guideway. And this after a delay of only a few seconds on isolated trains, according to transit police. The force also concerned about the danger of this action, with portions of the track being charged with 600 volts of power.
I just think that people should consider their own safety. It's sad that the transit police have to have a fine. People should just consider their own safety. It's for their own benefit not to do it.
I think people should stay on the train until someone comes and looks after them. It's a lot of electricity down there, and if a train comes by or they start moving before, there's going to be problems.
So moving forward, if a passenger does do this, they may be ticketed by transit police, and it's a fine of $115. Jody?
Good to know. Thank you very much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning from downtown Vancouver. A decision to open an additional commercial fishery could be made later today following a 3-hour fishing frenzy along the Fraser River yesterday. The fresh salmon caught yesterday are already destined for store shelves this morning. Increased runs like this often lead to lower prices at the market. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans has estimated this year's sockeye run could see as many as 23 million salmon return to the Fraser River.
Well, this is not the end of the season. This is just the beginning of the season. And for fishermen and all these companies, they've invested quite a bit of money this year in anticipation of a huge run.
All right, just coming up on 6:36, time to get you up to speed on the world of sports. Over to the Connected Studios we go. Here's Carolyn.